one. I went to Mayibuye consultation process in Midrand. They had this Mayibuye consultation process in Midrand. We were seated there. We enjoyed ourselves. I have to tell you, it was quite different from political engagement that I attended to. Number one is because, for obvious reasons, those are professionals. What took me back was the delay in time. When we got to the venue, the person who was supposed to help us to confirm the seating and accreditation, it was a bit of attitudes, and we ended up going to sit and fend for ourselves. We found the medics, and of which I suspect those medics are the medics. I could not establish that because they promised to give me an interview. We got there. I said, please confirm if we are going to interview because we could set up. They said, no, it's fine, we can set up. We prepared the interview. As we were starting to record the interview, someone came through and said, no, we're not going to have this interview. And we were chucked out like that by the Mayibuye medics, of which I suspect, like I say, is the same people who were doing MK medics that launched in KwaZulu-Natal. But I could not confirm the suspicion because I wanted to put it to them, because I felt it's the same people. But like I said, we could not speak to them because they agreed and then they withdrew their thing. But being that as it may, we were able to speak to Tatana Sydney Baloi, one of the two spokespersons of MK Party. So I'm just going to let you listen to it. It was an interesting thing, sitting there and listening to all those people, what do I call them? The professionals who were there, because pseudo-political and stuff. But let's listen to what they said. Machine political incorrect. Machine politically incorrect. We are at the Mayibuye consultation process. So this process is an engagement with the community. In the ANC speaks, they would call it lekgotla. So it's an imbizo. So we are here ribiditwe re tshwere batho ba Mayibuye process. He's going to introduce himself. What's very important is what is his role inside the process. Forgive me because I might from time to time confuse it with a political party, because this is the way we are. Swahombe tesa. Leka tatan Baloi.
Rona nipfukile rovuwa politically incorrect.
Tobela. So it's a beautiful venue, and immediately when I see the venue, I'm thinking, who's paying for all of this? When the TG came on the scene, I expected something like maybe he's going to unpack the cost implications of causing, because I was thinking, why would you have a TG? Why would you have a Treasurer General if this vehicle is not yet running? The logistics and everything. Who handles all of these things?
Okay, thank you very much. So I can see that.
Please tell them, who are you?
My name is Sydney Baloi. I'm one of the two national spokespersons for the Mayibuye consultation process. The other national spokesperson, my colleague, is Hlumelo Biko, who unfortunately could not be with us tonight, but you will be able to engage with him on many of our future sessions. I have worked in broadcasting, just as you hinted in your intro. I've worked in the mass media communication space for a period of exactly 3 decades. And in the 3 decades, radio, television, and advertising. And when an opportunity came for me to become part of this process, I did a quick audit of my own career. And I convinced myself that the experience and the capacity gathered over 3 years deems me to be sufficiently empowered to reinvest that capacity into a brand new project, into a fresh project. And this just happens to excite me enough. Most people had never expected me to suddenly announce myself as a spokesperson for anything near political. But it's because a lot of the people that would say they know me today only met me probably halfway through my life. They do not know that I literally started off in politics, in student politics. I used to be the SRC president at a teachers college where I trained as a professional teacher. And as they say, a lot of the roads that we traverse in our lives eventually lead us back to where we began. So this is like going back to my roots, so to speak.
Thank you very much. That is for those who don't know who Tatani Sydney Baloi is. He gave it for you the full Monty. If you don't know, go and ask your parents who is Sydney Baloi. Tatan, Mali, who's funding this thing? Who is bankrolling this thing? It's very beautiful. It's not a shoestring budget. All the logistics, who's doing this?
So a project such as this will definitely require a lot of capital, and I'm not surprised that you sound increasingly curious about that. But there's something that we're able to get right with the Mayibuye consultation process. We were able to lobby as much volunteers as possible. The people that are involved here are at a figure of about 300, and all of them are volunteers. There isn't a single one that is in this process to get paid. And when I say they are volunteers, I'm including even this venue. This venue is owned by our deputy TG, the owner of these hotel premises. These are actually the headquarters of the Mayibuye consultation process, which will take a period of about 8 weeks starting tomorrow. So there is nobody that's putting any money down on the table to say for booking the hall we want so many millions, for this and that we want so many millions. There's a lot of goodwill that has been volunteered by most of the people that I'm telling you about. The 300 people that I'm mentioning as volunteers actually were drawn from across the rest of South Africa. They were based at this very venue for a period of about 2 weeks, during which we were running an induction program that would capacitate all of us to be able to carry this consultation process, because this is a first for South Africa. There isn't a single organization that has ever done it at the level that we're going to be doing it. A lot of people do traverse the length and breadth of South Africa, but that's only for election campaigning most of the time. We are doing this purely to engage with South Africans so that we can comfortably take the next step, knowing that South Africans have taken us into their confidence, and they are the ones that said to us they want X or they want Z.
The national dialogue, President Ramaphosa and the ANC, it's rumored to be around 800 to a billion. He announced it at 700 million. South Africans, including myself, I'm concerned about what is it. Don't these people know what they want? Because they know what we want, and they're just asking us. And what if we tell them that we want Floyd Chibambu to be the president? Will they give it to us? So I'm very worried. So coming to you, once you have started the process of consulting people. So once, as we are consulting, if people say, we want, I'm just giving an example, and I just want to be naughty. We want Julius Malema to come and join this, because you are consulting people and they tell you what is it that they want. What is the leadership going to do?
So if people say to us they would like Julius Malema to come and join Mayibuye consultation process, this is a process for South Africans. The last time I checked, Julius is still a South African. There is no one that's barred from participating in this process.
So you don't have limits, you don't have no-go-to areas, because I had the Ntatani Shibambu Aku there are some things that there are some values that we are going to go with, even though we are consulting. So meaning that there are no limitations. For example, if people want the death penalty to come back, if while you are consulting, but we want the death penalty to come back. Someone said from the floor they want tenders to go back because he's a professional. They are getting Babita Dokoran issues. They are taken out as professionals. Would you consider that if you go to parliament to go and vote for the thing that people are saying you must go and advance?
So Mashian, I obviously do not want to jump the gun. Yeah. And out of respect for the people that were still going to consult starting tomorrow, let's keep it as a clean slate the content of which will come from them.
So anything, they are welcome to bring anything. You don't have predetermined limitation to say, on this one we won't budge.
So this process is being done with all the honesty you can ever imagine. We are not setting out to do these consultations with any outcome in mind. It is a consultation process that's supposed to be an empowerment exercise for us as well. I have never been involved in anything anywhere closer to this. So I am excitedly looking forward to hearing for myself as well what it is that keeps South Africans awake at night. Why is it that we do not have a single party that rules this country? What it is that is lacking? There must be something that South Africans are worried about, which is why today we have to be conjuring up formations such as the GNU, etc. So we want to hear from them because according to them, they sound sufficiently worried about a lot of things in our country, and we want to find out what those are.
The last one, AMM, African Mayibuye Movement. What if someone, before you register it, someone goes and registers it? Have you registered the political party yet?
The political party is not registered.
If someone goes and registers the name African Mayibuye Movement.
So political parties are registered. I do not know if you're quite familiar with the processes, but political parties are registered with the IEC. Entities such as DTIC, through their internal agencies that register companies, the only thing they can help you with is maybe to reserve names for intellectual capital and trademarking purposes. We have engaged with them, but as for a political party, that we will only deal with the IEC. And we do know until now, the IEC has not been approached by anyone who asked to register a party with a name similar to ours.
Baloi, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mashian.
Thank you, Raleboch.
Politically incorrect. Something tells me I must be the one to interview one day, and we talk more about this. I love the title.
Thank you very much, Mashian. Politically incorrect. That's it. Ada.
Selection from the School of Education for Women, and one of the things that we have been struggling with is finding women that are capable of receiving funding and be able to work very hard and get good funding and funding, but we do not have women that are capable of running businesses that can be able to receive those funds. So this is a process that probably can often go to aeroplanes that have ideas but do not have funding, but of course there is a whole lot of work that needs to be done to make them be able to be in a position to receive that. Thank you so much. I would also love to send an email and share some thoughts around these ideas. Thank you.
Or the harsh conditions that we work with. But I will just add on what my brother has said. I'm taking it that I'm being concerned. Number one, I fully agree with the point that we form a political organization. We are in need of work. And my question to the leadership is that if the name Mayibuye is official or something that is yet to be consulted and discussed maybe in the future. That is number one. Number two, with the criteria that is going to be added for the leadership that is going to be deployed in any position in government, we also need to start to formulate or train each and every member of this organization or of this political organization, if it goes to that point, with leadership skills. And also to be trained with how the government runs, because it is very important that each and everyone knows them in this organization. And again, I would like this organization also advocate for seamless economy. That is one of the things that I want this organization to push for.
There's lost touch with the workers. So, a corporate law, there's a need for a new party, which will actually revive the issue to make sure at last we have trade unions or national unions which will be fully representing the workers. I will just give one practical example so that I'm sure that I will get to the point. If you look now, because of the fact that most of our trade unions are affiliates of the ruling party, somehow are conflicted. That's why I'm saying whether it's a complaint from that already, because he knows why I was suspended. So you find that if you raise workers' issues as a shop store or as a church representative, then while you will be victimized, and then when you stand for the workers, you'll find that your grievances or whatever goes to what was actually said, it's correct. But just because you have your fellow comrades either in parliament or in all those institutions, obviously they will actually conspire and end up being victimized for representing the worker. So in essence, I'm trying to say that with this new initiative, it's very crucial to ensure that if ever Mayibuye end up being a political party, you must make sure you are not conflicted. If ever the workers come with grievances, let's make sure that their interest comes first. Not ensuring complaints is related to whoever is close to another eye, so his case will end up being compromised. So that's what nobody is currently with the current union provisions. And then secondly, it simply means most of the people end up being unfairly dismissed or actually put under suspicion. You see. So I think with the new formation, I'm very happy because that who is here, we will hear what I'm saying and we take it into consideration. And number two, leaderships, the internships. You know what's happening now in the appointment. I think the leadership, you remember that I'm the one who was representing the workforce at Sasita from 2018 up until last year, since you know those problems they are in. So what I can say to happen there, you know this skills development or leaderships are either for 18 or 24 months. Then after that 24 months, what happened to these leaders? Nothing, they end up being unemployed. So I think we must come up with a mechanism whereby you find that we've got a lot of companies in South Africa. At the end of the day, we must make sure that when those leaders complete their leadership or internship programs, the companies, we've got, for example, professionals here who are owning companies. We must make sure some of them absorb those people, depending on their skills. So currently, that is why we find that when they finish the leadership, they will go waiting for another leadership. You see, instead of being absorbed into a work environment. So I think we must also look at the mechanism for it. After these youth have been exposed to the leadership programs or internship, then what? Because they can't depend on leaderships forever. They need to be employed. So another realistic